Good evening, everyone. This evening, I have chosen a kind of economic subject. It's different, but most of you are aware about the content or the theme of the subject. Title of the subject is Swami Agnivesh, Swadeshi Crusader. This Swami has actually moved the earth around by convincing the people, convincing the consumers of India to dump all the foreign products, all the Videshi products, and adopt Swadeshi products. Now he is a Swami. We can understand his IQ about economy. He has never heard the name like Kautilya or Adam Smith or Keynes. Perhaps he has not even read even a single book, a single page, or single para. But his knowledge or his crusade spirit, crusade zeal coming from his philosophical background. Now he doesn't understand that this is a global integrated world in which I use your product, you use mine. Now, if I stop using your product, definitely you are going to stop using your mine. And this world is again going to plunge back into the dark ages. 100 years ago, protectionism. Now, in protectionism, Swami does not understand that the companies will have only one market, that is a local market. On the other hand, on the contrary, if you think about globalization, if you think about Videshi goods as we have been doing it since the 1990s, then our companies would have market in 195 nations. Swami should go back about 30 years and before 1990 that India was so poor that India could not pay the bill of the oil. India had only $1 billion in forex, less than 1 billion, $800 million. 800 million means less than 1 billion. Today, the Swami should know that India has 800 billion whopping US dollars in forex and burgeoning diem per diem, month per month, and annum per annum. Now, if you want to be rich, even foggiest person, even a nitwit, even a naive person can understand that if you want to be a super rich person, you should have businesses in more than one city, more than one country, more than one continent. Now, say for example, if you have a small kiosk somewhere in the dark corner of the street of Junagadh, you may be able to make 10,000 a month. But then you come out in a posh area of Junagadh, 50,000. Then you have another shop in Rajkot, 1 lakh rupees. Then you have another shop in other metropolis and the megapolis and the cosmopolis. You are going to make billions. When Dhirubhai Ambani died, the Reliance was worth 65,000 crores. 65,000 crores. At the time, globalization was here, but globalization was not flourished enough, progressed enough. Now, today the same Reliance is worth about 27 lakh crore. 65,000 crore and 27 lakh crore, thanks to globalization. I have actually chosen 3 points to elaborate the intelligent quotient or economic quotient, I should say economic quotient of this Swami Agnivesh. Point number one is, if every consumer consumes Swadeshi, then globalization will fizzle out. Now, if we don't actually import the goods from America or China, why they should import our goods? It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. It's a simple thing. Globalization means Newton's third law. Every action has reciprocal reaction. If you are going to consume more, then they are going to consume more. We are going to produce more. We are going to sell more, and we are going to earn more profits and more forex, and we are going to create more jobs, and we are going to create more prosperity in India. Swadeshi concept was ticking before 1990. At the time, India was poor, Indians were poor, Gujarat was poor, other states were poor. Students did not have money to go abroad. Companies did not have money to import anything from. Again, you want to go to that Swedish garbage. This Swami must peep into the past of the India before 1990, before the globalization. He is going to find out what kind of economic scenario was prevalent, and what kind of economic scenario is prevalent today. He's just trying to contaminate, corrupt the minds of consumers, those naive and nitwit consumers who do not have any kind of sense of understanding, or consumer who doesn't know any kind of difference between Swadeshi and Videshi garbage. He is looking for, this Swami is actually seeking cheap publicity on the local state and the local level. Point number 2 is Swadeshi means only local markets. Videshi means global market. Now, no offense, Swami Agnivesh, but you are not a businessman. You are a Swami. You are just getting every single thing by extending your begging bowl. You are a freeloader. You don't have anything to do with economy because you are begging all day long and filling your pit. But if you were economist, were businessman, were the student of economics, were the learner or the teacher of economics, then you would realize that economics doesn't work on this kind of narrow scenario. On the narrow state, it doesn't work. It just does not work like that. Creating this kind of uproar among the consumers is not going to help India. It's not going to help economy, but as a matter of fact, it's going to hurt. Point number 3 is the concept of globalization is not coined by any roly-poly swamis, but the fathers of economy like Kautilya, Adam Smith, and Keynes. Do you think that this Swami Agnivesh can tell that I am bigger and larger and my EQ and my IQ and every single thing is greater than Adam Smith and Kautilya and Keynes, all three together? Can he make this kind of claim or this kind of argument? No. Now he is actually propagating this information or these sermons or this gospel among the crowd of naive people who have never heard who was Kautilya or who was Adam Smith or who was Keynes and who was C.K. Prahlad or who is Amartya Sen. These people cannot contrast him. They cannot contrast, they cannot refute him. They just look at his face with long, dirty beard and this saffron clothes and the long hair and this kind of, this charade. All kind of charade they will look at and they're going to believe that our Swami says so we must believe. But Swami can say anything. Swami can tell you tomorrow that plunge into the deep well. Are you going to plunge? Then no. So this Swami is refuting Adam Smith, Keynes, and Kautilya. No one, including Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or Slim Carlo or Musk. Nobody can refute Adam Smith, Kautilya, or Keynes. So we should believe what the legends have said. Legends, not this roly-poly type of people who are seeking publicity because nobody gives them any respect, nobody looks at them, nobody actually providing any kind of attention to them. They are deprived of attention. They are suffering from the attention deprivation syndrome. ADS, attention deprivation syndrome, they suffer. So they are going to create some kind of uproar in the society by saying something outrageous, radical thing that everybody would talk about him and about his philosophy and all that. And they're going to be satisfied. But look, this is not knowledge. It is just roly-poly information. It is roly-poly information coming out of the roly-poly heart of the roly-poly person. It is not knowledge. So that's all it is today. Thank you very much for listening. See you again next time. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Amen.